Hey, Darnay, I was wondering, first of all, can you take us through the interception the other day on the field on that deep ball?
Yeah, hey, how you doing, Rob? Pretty much we're just in a man type of situation, and that's had disciplined eyes and disciplined technique, and I'm constantly being taught, by playing proper fundamentals, plays will come to you.
You seem like a guy who hasn't been overwhelmed by being in the NFL just yet. Is that fair to say?
Just the group of guys we have around us, just a lot of mentors, a lot of veterans, and a lot of guys who have been around, so I've always been a person that seek knowledge, and by seeking knowledge, you're able to use that and store it and have it around you, so you're able to maneuver accordingly.
I'm just curious, when post draft, you start training and you start focusing in, the closer you get to camp, did you have a checklist of things that you wanted to make sure in your game that you honed in on and had ready to go once you hit the field running in training camp?
Really just having the uttermost faith, unwavering faith and belief in myself and pretty much the scheme that's I'm being surrounded by.
So in terms of your skill set, there wasn't anything that you zeroed in, or would you say it was kind of a global view of what you were trying to do?
Really just trusting everything I'm doing. Every drill I'm doing, trusting it and claiming the lessons of the pretty much the mistake I may have made in that drill or even in certain reps in the summertime. So really just be able to move accordingly and knowing what I need to do and what I should stay away from.
One last one is just I talked to some people who've trained with you, and they said there's no ego with Darnay, but there's no lack of confidence either. How do you strike that balance where people don't view you as an ego-driven guy, but you also have that swagger to get the job done?
It's really having compassion, compassion and being a humble guy. At the end of the day, I was in a lot of other people's shoes, come from a broken family, come from certain different things. So those things I went through in the past definitely strike a fire in me, but also humbles me.
Hey, Darnay, I'm wondering, obviously, you like all the other young players in the league are getting a very quick course in the NFL and the offense and everything, defense and everything else. How difficult has that been? What's been the biggest challenge that you think you've faced so far?
Really just slowing things down, having an understanding that certain shifts and certain things that the office is doing is not in my control. So really just being even-keeled mind, having a mind that's just really being still and at peace with everything that's going on around me.
What's it been like? What's your first impression of going up against NFL receivers, and what's the biggest challenge when you're facing guys like Sterling and Golden, especially out of the slot?
Really just trusting your technique, having patience and understanding that these guys on the other side of the ball, they get paid as well, so don't get too caught up in the bad that may have happened, just really be able to snap it clear and line back up, having an understanding that, you're supposed to be here and trust what you have going on.
And I know, we're just getting started, it seems like, with training camp, but at the same time, you're just weeks away from playing, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Have you thought about the idea of facing their receivers and Juju in particular? And have you reached the point where you even look that far ahead?
Definitely have not. We're in the present moment over here at the Giants, and we're constantly just nipping in the improvements that we have to make from the past scrimmage we have. So we're just constantly grooming ourselves and equipping ourselves with the things that need to be done.
Hey, Darnay, two things. One, real quick, what was the punishment for fumbling after that interception?
Just getting scored up about ball security, just learning pretty much having an understanding that I'm a developing professional. So it's a lot of things I need to learn and being open to learn those things and applying those things once you make that mistake.
And then the other thing is when you get drafted, the cornerback room looks a lot different than it is now. I'm wondering if when you see your teammate Sam opt out, DeAndre's not here, if that makes you feel more urgent or more pressure to be ready, I guess, week one when the depth chart lost a couple guys.
Really just staying devoted to the grind. I respect everything that's going on around our building. Everybody's following the set standards, and really me just abiding by that set standard and having that faith that when the time comes, we're going to be ready for anything that comes our way.
Darnay, we always hear the expression playing bigger than one's size, and I'm just kind of wondering, when we look at you out there, you play like it doesn't matter if a receiver is 6'5" or 5'10", you seem to play up to the size of the competition. Just wondering, what is the key for that for you as far as you're concerned?
Really having that understanding that just that the Lord is alongside of me. You know, it's not a battle of flesh and blood, but it's really a battle between your ears, which is your mental state. You know, so really going up there with the uttermost confidence and focused approach about the task at hand.